Hello. In this video, we're going to transfer data from a Word document into an Excel file and make an XY diagram out of it, fitting it with a curve. So in this case, we have data from our assignment, and I'm just going to hit Control C over to Excel, Control V. This data is in text form, so it fits in one cell. So it's not a bunch of numbers, it's text of numbers. So we handle it a little differently. I'm going to highlight both of them, go to the data ribbon, then under text, we're going to use text to columns. Delimited data means there's a separator between the number or the items. We'll hit next. We have a comma for most of it, and you get a preview of your data down here, but we're missing the separator between the label and the first data. So that's a colon, so we're just going to type in a colon. Now I got them all. Don't need the tab. Next, and finish. To graph, we usually graph in columns, where this isn't now in rows. So I'm going to highlight the data. I'm going to copy, so Control C. Come down here. I'm going to go to Home, Paste, and then you can hit the little transpose button. Now we'll have it in rows. Get rid of this data. Here's our fit. We have values for A and B for our fit of 2.3 and minus 21.4. I'm going to name these cells. I'll highlight this. Control Shift F3 is the shortcut. Say OK. Now this cell is labeled A, and that cell is labeled B. And those are absolute cell references. Now I could just put the formula in here, but the curve would be a bit choppy because the data points are fairly spread out. So I'm going to make the finer grid for the function. So I'm going to start from, say, 1. Going to highlight that sequence and then drag down. If I put my equation here in this cell that's kind of connected to the data that's already there, it will assume that's all one data set. If I just double click here, when my cursor turns to that plus sign, it'll send it down and fill out the rest of it. Now I want to plot the data. Control Shift, right arrow, Control Shift, down. Go up where I want the graph. Insert. Let's just hit the XY graph here. And we'll just take the data points, the simplest one. Highlight the series. We do not want data points for this one. We want lines. So I'm going to right click and format data series. We get this dialog box. I'm going to hit the fill and line. Put in a solid line. Marker options, none. It's looking pretty good. We don't need a legend because we just have the fit and the data. This one we don't need a title because it's going in a document. We're going to put it in as a caption, but we do need axis titles. Grid lines are optional, but I'm going to leave them in. Now we have, if we click on the axis title, we can just type it in, or since we already have one that's pretty good, we can just put equals in the, and click on the DP. Same thing. Okay, you'll notice this axis is in the middle of our graph, and that's not really acceptable. So to move that, we actually click on the vertical axis. Again, let's format the axis. And instead of horizontal and 0, we can put it at -500. Looks good. We're going to click Control C, back over to our Word document. Let's go down here. Control V. Now if we right click, insert caption. Figure 1. And now we would type in here and add more description, useful information. We could put the equation in there for the fit. Any statistical analysis we can do there. When we took the data, if that's appropriate, or what assignment it is, things like that. Our name or any reference data. So that's how you fit XY data to a curve.